Are you ready to transition from a generalist to a specialized cybersecurity operations analyst? The ISACA CCOA is the gold standard for SOC professionals, but passing it requires more than just technical knowledge. You need to think like an analyst. In this video, we will cover ISACA CCOA exam questions, certified cybersecurity operations analyst practice test. Unlock your success in the ISACA certified cybersecurity operations analyst CCOA exam with this comprehensive practice guide. In this video, we break down 30 high-fidelity practice questions covering all major domains of the ISACA CCOA exam, from incident detection and response to threat intelligence and tool integration. Before we dive in, make sure to grab a notebook. We aren't just giving you the answers, we're explaining the why behind every correct and incorrect choice. Which of the following metrics best measures the efficiency of a Security Operations Center, SOC, in minimizing the impact of a breach? Option A, number of alerts generated per day. Option B, mean time to detect, MTTD. Option C, mean time to respond, MTTR. Option D, false positive ratio. The correct answer is C. Mean time to respond, MTTR, measures the average time it takes to neutralize a threat once it has been detected. While MTTD is crucial for awareness, MTTR is the primary indicator of how effectively the SOC limits the window of opportunity for an attacker to cause damage or exfiltrate data. High MTTR often indicates gaps in playbooks or lack of automation, whereas low MTTR suggests an efficient response pipeline. An analyst observes multiple failed SSH login attempts followed by a single successful login from an unfamiliar IP address. Which type of analysis is most likely to identify this as a brute force attack? Option A, signature-based detection. Option B, statistical anomaly detection. Option C, heuristic analysis. Option D, behavioral baselining. The correct answer is B. Statistical anomaly detection identifies activities that deviate from established thresholds, example more than 5 failed logins in a minute. While behavioral baselining is similar, it focuses on the nature of the user activity over time. Statistical analysis is the standard method for catching high-volume patterns like brute force that don't necessarily have a specific malware signature but clearly violate normal traffic volume parameters. During the containment phase of an active ransomware outbreak, what is the most critical first step for a CCOA? Option A, wipe and reinstall the operating systems on affected hosts. Option B, isolate affected systems from the network. Option C, perform a full forensic image of the RAM. Option D, decrypt the files using a backup key. The correct answer is B. Containment's primary goal is to stop the bleeding. For ransomware, this means preventing the malware from spreading to other network segments or communicating with a command and control (C2) server. Isolation, either via VLAN tagging or physical disconnection, is the immediate priority. Wiping systems, A, belongs in the recovery phase, and forensics, C, should happen once the threat is no longer spreading. Which component of a SIEM solution is responsible for converting various log formats, example syslog, JSON, XML, into a uniform data model? Option A, aggregation. Option B, normalization. Option C, correlation. Option D, retention. The correct answer is B. Normalization is the process of mapping disparate data fields into a common schema. For example, one log might call a user source_user while another calls it src_usr. Normalization ensures the SIEM treats them as the same attribute, which is essential for effective correlation and searching across different log sources like firewalls and Windows event logs. In the context of the diamond model of intrusion analysis, which node describes the tools and techniques used by the adversary? Option A, adversary. Option B, infrastructure. Option C, capability. Option D, victim. The correct answer is C. The capability node in the diamond model refers to the weapons, tools, and technical skills the adversary employs, example a specific strain of malware or an exploit kit. Infrastructure refers to the delivery vectors, IPS, domains, while the adversary is the actor behind the attack. Understanding the capability helps analysts identify the how of an attack to better implement defensive controls. A SOC analyst receives an alert regarding an internal to external DNS tunnel. What is the most likely objective of the attacker? Option A, distributed denial of service, DDoS. Option B, data exfiltration, or command and control, C2. Option C, privilege escalation. Option D, ARP spoofing. The correct answer is B. DNS tunneling exploits the fact that DNS traffic is often allowed through firewalls without deep inspection. Attackers use it to encapsulate non-DNS traffic, like stolen data or shell commands, within DNS queries and responses. This makes it a classic technique for data exfiltration and maintaining a C2 channel while bypassing traditional perimeter security. Which document defines the specific technical requirements, uptime, and performance expectations between a SOC and its internal stakeholders? Option A, Service Level Agreement, SLA. Option B, Standard Operating Procedure, SOP. Option C, Non-Disclosure Agreement, NDA. Option D, Acceptable Use Policy, AUP. The correct answer is A. A service level agreement, SLA, is a formal contract, or internal agreement, that outlines the expected level of service, such as response times to critical alerts, example 15 minutes. SOPs provide the how-to steps for tasks, while the SLA provides the how fast or how reliable benchmarks for the operation. What is the primary advantage of using a SOAR platform over a traditional SIEM? Option A, storage of long-term logs. Option B, automated playbook execution and response. Option C, packet-level deep inspection. Option D, decryption of SSL/TLS traffic. The correct answer is B. Security orchestration, automation, and response, SOAR, platforms go beyond the detection focus of a SIEM by integrating with other security tools to automate the response. For instance, a SOAR can automatically block an IP on a firewall or disable a user account in Active Directory based on a SIEM alert, significantly reducing the mean time to respond, MTTR. Which of the following is an example of an indicator of compromise, IOC? Option A, a list of approved software. Option B, the MD5 hash of a known malicious file. Option C, a firewall rule allowing port 443. Option D, the CEO's email address. The correct answer is B. An indicator of compromise, IOC, is a piece of digital evidence that suggests a system has been breached. Common IOCs include file hashes, MD5/SHA-256, malicious IP addresses, domain names used by C2 servers, and specific registry keys created by malware. Approved software lists, A, are part of a whitelist, not an indicator of a breach. A false negative in security monitoring occurs when: Option A, an alert is triggered for benign activity. Option B, a malicious event occurs but no alert is triggered. Option C, a user is correctly identified as an administrator. Option D, the system crashes during an update. The correct answer is B. A false negative is the most dangerous scenario for a SOC, as it means an actual attack went unnoticed by the security controls. A false positive, A, is an annoyance that leads to alert fatigue, but a false negative represents a total failure in detection capabilities. Which tier of SOC analyst is typically responsible for deep dive forensics and advanced threat hunting? Option A, Tier 1. Option B, Tier 2. Option C, Tier 3. Option D, SOC Manager. The correct answer is C. Tier 3 analysts are high-level subject matter experts. While Tier 1 focuses on initial triage and Tier 2 on deeper investigation/remediation, Tier 3 handles the most complex incidents, performs proactive threat hunting to find undetected threats, and conducts detailed forensic analysis. What is the primary purpose of a NetFlow record? Option A, to provide a full packet capture for forensic playback. Option B, to track metadata about network conversations, source/destination, ports, bytes. Option C, to encrypt traffic between branch offices. Option D, to scan files for viruses as they cross the network. The correct answer is B. NetFlow provides a summary of network traffic, the phone bill of the network, rather than the recording, full packet capture. It is highly efficient for identifying traffic patterns, volume anomalies, and unauthorized connections without the massive storage requirements of full packet captures, PCAP. If an analyst sees traffic to a known sinkhole IP address, what does this indicate? Option A, the organization's website is undergoing a DDoS attack. Option B, an internal host is infected and attempting to contact a seized C2 domain. Option C, the firewall is successfully blocking all external traffic. Option D, the DNS server is offline. The correct answer is B. A DNS sinkhole is a technique where malicious domains are redirected to a controlled IP address managed by security researchers or law enforcement. If an internal host is seen communicating with a sinkhole IP, it is a definitive sign that the host is infected with malware that is trying to reach out to its command and control infrastructure. Which of the following describes eradication in the NIST incident response lifecycle? Option A, restoring systems from clean backups. Option B, removing malware and closing the vulnerabilities used in the attack. Option C, documenting the timeline of the event. Option D, isolating the host from the network. The correct answer is B. Eradication follows containment. Its goal is to eliminate all components of the incident from the environment. This includes deleting malware, disabling breached user accounts, and patching the vulnerability that allowed the attacker to gain entry. Restoration, A, occurs in the recovery phase. What is the primary goal of threat hunting? Option A, to wait for the scene to trigger an alert. Option B, to proactively search for undetected malicious activity in the network. Option C, to write new policies for HR. Option D, to perform quarterly vulnerability scans. The correct answer is B. Threat hunting is a proactive function. Unlike traditional monitoring, which is reactive, waiting for an alert, threat hunting assumes that an attacker may already be in the network and has bypassed existing defenses. Analysts use hypothesis-driven methods to find these hidden threats. An analyst sees a user agent string in a log that is just curl/7.68.0. Why is this suspicious in a web application log? Option A, it indicates the user is using a very old version of Chrome. Option B, it suggests the traffic is coming from an automated script or command line rather than a browser. Option C, the user is attempting to encrypt the connection. Option D, it is a sign of a SQL injection. The correct answer is B. Standard users access web applications through browsers like Chrome, Safari, or Firefox, which have complex user agent strings. A user agent like curl or Python requests indicates automated activity. While not always malicious, it is often a sign of vulnerability scanning, scraping, or automated exploit delivery. Which security tool provides visibility into east-west traffic within a data center? Option A, perimeter firewall. Option B, microsegmentation/internal firewalls. Option C, external honeypot. Option D, Web Application Firewall, WAF. The correct answer is B. East-west traffic refers to data moving laterally between servers within the same data center or network segment. Perimeter firewalls, north-south, usually miss this. Internal firewalls or microsegmentation tools are required to monitor and control traffic between internal workloads. What is the main purpose of the lessons learned phase of incident response? Option A, to assign blame to the department that was breached. Option B, to improve future response capabilities and security controls. Option C, to calculate the total financial loss for tax purposes. Option D, to notify the media about the breach. The correct answer is B. The lessons learned, or post-incident activity, phase is arguably the most important for long-term growth. It involves analyzing what went well and what didn't to update playbooks, improve detection rules, and identify gaps in the security posture, thereby reducing the likelihood or impact of future incidents. The cyber kill chain model was developed by which organization? Option A, ISACA. Option B, NIST. Option C, Lockheed Martin. Option D, MITRE. The correct answer is C. The cyber kill chain is a trademarked framework developed by Lockheed Martin to describe the 7 stages of a targeted attack, from reconnaissance to actions on objectives. It helps analysts understand where they can break the chain to stop an intruder. An EDR, Endpoint Detection and Response, tool provides what capability that a traditional antivirus, AV, typically lacks? Option A, scanning files based on known signatures. Option B, recording endpoint telemetry for historical investigation. Option C, scheduling weekly system scans. Option D, blocking known malicious websites. The correct answer is B. While AV focuses on prevention based on known threats, EDR focuses on visibility and response. EDR records process executions, registry changes, and network connections at the endpoint, allowing analysts to rewind the tape and see exactly what an attacker did, even if no malware was ever saved to disk. Fileless attacks. When analyzing a Windows event log, event ID 4624 with logon type 10 represents which kind of logon? Option A, interactive, physical logon at the keyboard. Option B, network, map drive or connection to a share. Option C, remote interactive, remote desktop/RDP. Option D, service, system service starting. The correct answer is C. In Windows security logging, event ID 4624 signifies a successful logon. The logon type is critical for context. Type 2 is local interactive, Type 3 is network, like a file share, and Type 10 specifically indicates a remote desktop, RDP, session. Knowing these types is essential for identifying unauthorized remote access. A playbook in a SOC environment is best described as: Option A, a list of employee phone numbers. Option B, a set of standardized, step-by-step instructions for responding to specific threat types. Option C, the marketing strategy for the cybersecurity department. Option D, the source code for the company's main application. The correct answer is B. Playbooks ensure consistency and speed. They provide analysts with the exact steps to take when a specific alert, like a phishing report or a malware detection, occurs. This reduces human error and ensures that the organization's response meets compliance and security requirements every time. Which of the following is an example of operationalizing threat intelligence? Option A, reading a news article about a new hacker group. Option B, updating firewall block lists with malicious IPs provided by a threat feed. Option C, presenting a budget report to the board of directors. Option D, Attending a cybersecurity conference. The correct answer is B. Operationalizing intelligence means taking raw data, like a list of IPs or file hashes, and putting it to work in security tools to improve detection or prevention. Simply reading about threats is awareness, blocking them based on intelligence is operationalization. In a Linux environment, which log file typically stores authentication-related events, including sudo usage? Option A, /var/log/syslog. Option B, /var/log/auth.log. Option C, /var/log/messages. Option D, /var/log/dmesc. The correct answer is B. On Debian-based systems, like Ubuntu, /var/log/auth.log is the primary location for authentication and authorization logs. On RHEL-based systems, like CentOS, this is often /var/log/secure. These logs are vital for detecting brute force attempts or unauthorized privilege escalation via sudo. A heuristic detection engine identifies threats by: Option A, comparing a file's hash to a database of known malware. Option B, analyzing code for suspicious characteristics and behaviors often found in malware. Option C, waiting for a user to report a slow computer. Option D, only checking the file name and size. The correct answer is B. Heuristics, or behavior-based detection, look for malicious-looking patterns, such as a file trying to encrypt the entire hard drive or injecting code into another process. This is more effective than signature-based detection for catching new, zero-day threats that don't have a known hash yet. Why is it important to maintain a chain of custody for digital evidence? Option A, to ensure the evidence is not lost in the mail. Option B, to prove that the evidence was not tampered with and remains admissible in court. Option C, to allow all employees to see the evidence. Option D, to speed up the eradication process. The correct answer is B. Chain of custody is a chronological documentation that records the sequence of custody, control, transfer, and analysis of physical or electronic evidence. If a breach leads to legal action, the prosecution must prove that the evidence collected, like a hard drive image, is exactly the same as what was found at the scene. Which concept describes the strategy of using multiple, overlapping security layers to protect an organization? Option A, single point of failure. Option B, defense in depth. Option C, security through obscurity. Option D, zero trust architecture. The correct answer is B. Defense in depth is the practice of layering defenses, example firewall-IDS-EDR-data encryption. If one layer fails, example the firewall is bypassed, the subsequent layers are still there to protect the asset. Zero trust, D, is a related modern concept focusing on never trust, always verify, but the layering specifically refers to defense in depth. What does a promiscuous mode setting on a network interface card, NIC, allow an analyst to do? Option A, increase the network speed of the device. Option B, capture all traffic on a network segment, regardless of whether it is addressed to that host. Option C, bypass the need for a password to log into the OS. Option D, connect to multiple Wi-Fi networks simultaneously. The correct answer is B. Standard NICs only process traffic meant for their specific MAC address. In promiscuous mode, the card captures all frames it sees on the wire. This is essential for network sniffers, like Wireshark, and intrusion detection systems, IDS, to monitor overall network traffic for suspicious activity. Which of the following describes lateral movement? Option A, the initial entry of an attacker into the network via phishing. Option B, an attacker moving from one compromised system to another within the same network. Option C, the final exfiltration of data to the internet. Option D, the process of cracking a user's password. The correct answer is B. Once an attacker gains an initial foothold, infection, they often need to move to other systems to find the crown jewels, sensitive data. Lateral movement involves techniques like pass the hash or using RDP/SSH to jump from a low security workstation to a high security server. What is the order of volatility in digital forensics? Option A, the order in which employees should be interviewed. Option B, the sequence of collecting evidence from the most fleeting data, RAM, to the most permanent, disk/cloud. Option C, the priority of which servers should be patched first. Option D, the list of departments most likely to be hacked. The correct answer is B. Data in RAM is extremely volatile and is lost as soon as a computer is turned off. Hard drive data is much more stable. Therefore, an analyst must capture the most volatile evidence first, RAM, CPU cache, network connections, before moving to less volatile storage to ensure critical evidence isn't lost during the investigation. That wraps up our 30-question deep dive into the ISACA CCOA exam. If you found these explanations helpful, you're already on the right path to becoming a top-tier cybersecurity operations analyst. Don't forget to hit the like button if this helped you, and subscribe for more certification walkthroughs just like this one. For the complete set of premium practice exams and study guides,